Hello and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. My name is Bob Power, and on behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you've joined us for our next live presentation from Wonderfi Technologies, an operator of digital asset trading platforms. Please note, you can submit questions in the box to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Schedule Meetings tab found on the conference platform. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome Dean Skurka, President and CEO of Wonderfi Technologies, which trades on the OTCQB venture market under the symbol WONDF and on the TSX under the symbol WNDR. Welcome, Dean.
Good afternoon to everyone attending, and thank you to the OTC Markets for hosting today's event. My name is Dean Skurka, and I am the President and CEO at Wonderfi, and I'm very excited today to provide an update on our business and how we are uniquely positioned within the Canadian regulatory framework for digital assets. For those of you that are not familiar with Wonderfi, we are publicly traded on the OTCQB under the symbol WONDF and on the TSX under the symbol WNDR, and we own, operate, and incubate market-leading platforms across the digital asset ecosystem. Last month, Wonderfi completed the acquisition of CoinSquare and CoinSmart, further establishing our market-leading position in regulated crypto trading and providing our shareholders with diversified exposure to the digital asset ecosystem through SmartPay and our investment in Tetra. Looking ahead, Wonderfi's core focus will be on our four market-leading platforms: BitBuy, CoinSquare, SmartPay, and Tetra. Operating since 2016, BitBuy and CoinSquare are two of Canada's longest-serving and most well-established regulated crypto trading platforms. BitBuy was the first native crypto trading platform to obtain regulatory approval to offer staking services to Canadian residents, and CoinSquare obtained the first and only crypto-native investment dealer and marketplace registration from IIROC in Canada. SmartPay is a B2B crypto-to-fiat payment processor enabling businesses around the world to send and receive crypto payments. SmartPay represents a very exciting opportunity for Wonderfi shareholders, as we see crypto payments as one of the emerging use cases within the digital asset ecosystem. Today, this is most commonly associated with US dollar stablecoins, but we have seen an emerging trend in jurisdictions outside of Canada that are using Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other digital assets for payments as well. Wonderfi owns a 43% stake in Tetra Trust, which is Canada's only qualified custodian licensed to custody digital assets. Tetra offers customized solutions with both hot and cold wallet support and a broad offering of digital assets, including NFTs. There are many synergies between Tetra and Wonderfi's operating subsidiaries, and looking forward, we will look to support Tetra's growth initiatives through these synergies. Why we're excited about Wonderfi and why we think investors should be excited about Wonderfi: we have four of the market-leading crypto platforms that we own and operate through BitBuy, CoinSquare, SmartPay, and our investment in Tetra Trust. We are fully funded with a strong balance sheet that will allow us to continue to fuel our growth plans. We have Canada's largest user base of crypto participants with over 1.6 million Canadian retail and institutional accounts, and a total of $17 billion plus traded across all of our platforms' lifetime. As mentioned, through both the SmartPay business and through staking, which I'll touch on later, Wonderfi has done a really good job at addressing our diversifying our revenue streams outside of crypto trading. As mentioned, we believe Wonderfi offers one of the most investors diversified exposure across the entire digital asset ecosystem, mainly focused around retail and institutional trading through our entities BitBuy and CoinSquare. We service beginners that are looking to buy crypto for the first time, and we're also servicing institutions that are deploying significant capital into the crypto markets. Through our custody provider Tetra Trust, we have a significant foothold in the Canadian custody landscape, as Tetra, as I've mentioned, is the only regulated platform in Canada that is registered to custody digital assets. We see a growing trend within Canada where there will be a growing need for institutions such as ETF providers, family offices, and hedge funds that will actually need to custody those assets that they want to hold in Canada with private key management in Canada. We think Tetra Trust is incredibly well positioned as that market continues to grow. With respect to staking and crypto payments, we see both as being really core pillars of our business's growth long term. Staking allows our clients today to earn yield on proof of stake assets that we offer to our clients. The largest ones would be Ethereum and Solana and Polkadot. What this does is this keeps clients' assets on the platform longer term and creates predictable revenue streams for the business going forward. One of the most important components of our competitive advantage is certainly the regulatory position that we have in Canada. Canada is different than the US in the sense that there is a clearly defined framework to regulate crypto trading platforms. That framework was established in 2021 through the Canadian Securities Administrator, and that framework included a 2-year exemption to become an IROC, now known as CIRO, registered member. CoinSquare today is the only Canadian crypto trading platform that has obtained those licenses with CIRO, formerly known as IROC. That represents a clear path forward for our other trading platforms, BitBuy, CoinSmart, and Coinberry, to roll their activities into that dealer, creating a very strong competitive advantage for us compared to our domestic competitors and large international competitors that are looking to enter the Canadian market. As mentioned, there are significant barriers to entry for our domestic and international competitors. If you think about, some of the obvious ones, increased compliance costs, increased regulatory capital requirements, increased insurance requirements, increased staffing requirements, but probably most important and the largest barrier for some of these smaller platforms to overcome will be the adjustments and modifications needed to actually make sure that their platforms are compliant with IROC. Some of the more obvious ones would be, SOC 1, SOC 2 compliance, SOC 1 compliance on their books and records. There are obligations around best pricing and execution and record keeping and reporting requirements that require significant customization to these platforms. CoinSquare is ahead of the curve. They have done all of the modifications and customization needed to become an IROC member, and that offers a clear path for our business to continue to operate and scale and focus on new products and initiatives as opposed to regulatory approvals. Some of the benefits for our clients' perspective include, $1 million SIPIF insurance coverage for cash held in the CoinSquare accounts. We really believe that what this license does for us is create a significant competitive advantage compared to the domestic players in the market, who we think it will require significant time, effort, and capital to obtain these registrations. And at the same time, it's had a big effect on international platforms that are competing in the Canadian market. Most recently, Binance announced that it would be exiting the Canadian market, citing regulatory reasons. What we've seen with other international platforms, such as Coinbase and Kraken, is that they have filed what is known as a pre-registration undertaking, which limits their ability to operate within the Canadian market while they go through the regulation process. We believe that the regulatory framework in Canada and our standing within it make Wonderfi a really compelling and opportunity for investors, and gives us internally a very significant advantage against our peers. I'll do a deep dive on some of the platforms that we've highlighted thus far to provide a bit more information on the good products and services that these platforms focus on. As mentioned earlier, BitBuy is one of Canada's leading regulated crypto trading platforms. It offers trading, staking, and corporate solutions to both retail and advanced traders. Today, it would have the biggest offering of stakeable assets on any regulated platform in Canada. It currently offers about 24 assets to buy and sell, and has registered over 730,000 users lifetime on its platform. As of July, there would have been about $300 million of client assets held on the platform, and lifetime is traded about $7 billion. What makes BitBuy so popular in Canada is the fact that it's tailored for every type of user within the crypto industry. For the beginners and early first-time users, we have BitBuy Express Trade, which is very intuitive and easy to use, and one-click buy or sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and vice versa. For the more sophisticated audience, we have the Pro Exchange, and we have our private wealth and corporate solutions team. Now, through the BitBuy Pro platform and through our publicly available API, clients are able to come in and take advantage of live order books with advanced charting and trading tools, and also leverage our APIs for programmatic trading. The wealth division is more tailored towards white glove service and customized solutions. And within that segment, we've seen tremendous growth this year as the more sophisticated audience in terms of who's buying and selling crypto has come back to the market in a bit more of a meaningful way than retail has the first half of this year. As mentioned, one of the biggest differentiators for BitBuy is its staking offering. It is regulatory approved, which is incredibly important given what's happened in the US with Kraken and Coinbase's staking programs. And as mentioned, we have the most tokens offered in Canada for regulated staking. We think staking represents a significant long-term competitive advantage to our business and offers predictable revenue streams and a significant upside to Wonderfi shareholders. CoinSquare, which as mentioned is one of the longest serving crypto trading platforms in Canada, is similarly designed for beginners, intermediates, and advanced users. It is, as mentioned, the first and only registered crypto native trading platform through IROC/0. This is a significant advantage to our business long term, as we have the regulatory licenses we need to not only continue to operate the businesses that we conduct today, but actually grow that product line through our licenses longer term. Some of these product lines include equities trading, margin, and derivatives. CoinSquare has about 585,000 users registered on their platform with $360 million plus of assets under custody and have transacted lifetime over $10 billion of activity. Not too dissimilar from BitBuy, CoinSquare has easy to use, intuitive user experience set up for first-time users or beginners in the industry, easy to fund, easy to trade, easy to on and off ramp within the platform with over 40 plus digital assets available. CoinSquare Pro is similar to the BitBuy Pro platform in that it's tailored towards more of a sophisticated trader or a programmatic trader with APIs, interacting with live order books, setting advanced fill instructions, and has a very intuitive interface. Similar to the BitBuy Wealth program, CoinSquare Wealth is an over-the-counter crypto trading desk using sophisticated trading technology that aggregates global liquidity to its wealth clients. Together, these wealth divisions, OTC desks, represent one of the largest, if not the largest, wealth desk in the Canadian market. We think this is one of our largest competitive advantages, and given the licensing that we have, there are going to be fewer and fewer venues for more sophisticated, high net worth corporate clients to actually trade in the Canadian market. And we think CoinSquare is incredibly well positioned to capture that market share as the market continues to evolve. Just highlighting some of the synergies between BitBuy and CoinSquare that we look to take advantage of in the coming months. There are a lot of the BitBuy trading technologies that address scalability, increased platform volumes, and reduced costs that we'll be able to carry forward into the CoinSquare technology stack. And similarly, CoinSquare has done a really good job building out an algorithmic trading team and an algorithmic trading technology infrastructure that allows for in-house market making and smart order routing across multiple venues, enables competitive client pricing and lower hedging costs. That's an example of infrastructure that will port over into BitBuy to improve the offering and our abilities to operate efficiently on the BitBuy side. And then, as mentioned, really between the sales and OTC desks of both of these companies, this is one of the largest OTC desks in the Canadian market. Again, given our regulatory positioning and licenses that we've obtained, this represents a significant competitive advantage for us because higher net worth or institutional clients require licensing and regulated counterparties to actually conduct business. And so being positioned the way we are really able to capture a lot of that flow as it comes to market. I've touched on SmartPay, but as mentioned, we think this is a really exciting opportunity for our investors and represents significant long-term growth potential as well for the business. This is, one of the fastest growing segments within the crypto market. It doesn't correlate as significantly to trading. So it doesn't correlate to sentiment as much as trading does, which means this business can grow through tougher periods for crypto trading and sentiment. Few things we like about this business. This business gives Wonderfi a presence in the global crypto market, whereas our exchanges are limited to offering their services to Canadian residents. SmartPay is able to onboard international clients, which then service their audience, and that it gives us a really exciting presence in the growing global market for digital assets. And in many respects, there are jurisdictions that are far more advanced for a variety of reasons than either Canada or the US for crypto payments. Think of Latin America, Asia, and Africa as some of those key markets that are showing a ton of early traction with respect to crypto payments. And really the way we look at this business from a merchant perspective, this business has the ability to eliminate chargebacks for them, increase their market opportunity by offering their goods and services to a wider audience. And at the same time, SmartPay eliminates any pricing risk associated with accepting digital assets for goods or services. And so if you're a merchant, one common pushback would be, I want to sell my goods or services and I don't want to take on any price risk. I'm not familiar with Bitcoin. I understand it's quite volatile. And by the time I come around to selling it, it may be significantly less than what I actually expected it to be. SmartPay solves that by liquidating the digital assets that are received for goods or services immediately, so that merchants that are now accepting crypto can confidently expect to receive the dollar value of the invoice less the processing fees. We think this represents significant upside to Wonderfi shareholders, given that we expect this segment of the industry to grow quite significantly over the next few years. In summary, SmartPay provides predictable B2B revenue streams to Wonderfi shareholders. It is licensed and regulated with multiple licenses globally to support client acquisition within those growing jurisdictions. And its robust product feature set, really allows clients to not only offer crypto, but then do much more once they're familiar with the SmartPay product in terms of invoicing and other functionalities. Tetra Trust, as mentioned, Wonderfi owns a 43% stake in this business. It is the only qualified custodian in Canada licensed to custody digital assets. As mentioned, we think the longer term trend with respect to custody, certainly at the more institutional level, is going to be to custody a certain percentage or all of their digital assets in their jurisdiction where they reside. And so naturally targeting Canadian businesses, we think Tetra has a really good opportunity to grow within this market. As mentioned, our job at Wonderfi is to really support this business where we can. There are a ton of natural synergies between, exchanges and custodians. There are also similar synergies, between the payments business and custodians. And we're going to really look to build out that business by supporting their growth initiatives and working with them in many different ways moving forward. Some of the highlights, as mentioned, first regulated crypto custodian in Canada. I think that speaks to our overall positioning in this market. First movers with respect to the crypto trading platform with CoinSquare. First movers with respect to BitBuy's staking license, and first movers with respect to the first of its kind crypto custodian license in Canada. As mentioned before, Canada is really uniquely positioned from a regulatory perspective. It is much different than the US market, given that it has established policies, procedures, regulatory framework for crypto trading and crypto custody. Similarly mentioned on the Tetra side, flexible and broad range of services, whether it's hot or cold wallet support, whether it's the thousands of digital assets that they support, or whether it's NFTs that you're looking to custody. Really what they look to do is customize solutions around their clients and really give them the best offering that they're looking for. And, as mentioned, it's a proven market leader, currently custodies over $1 billion plus of digital assets. It's transacted $6 billion plus lifetime and has a really strong opportunity within the Canadian market to dominate and own significant market share from a custody perspective. Just sort of in summary, in terms of, Wonderfi and our proven track record, over the last 2 years, we've acquired BitBuy, Coinberry, Blockchain Foundry, CoinSquare, and CoinSmart. We have clearly proven to the market that we are an industry consolidator. We have brought in some of the best assets in the Canadian crypto market into the Wonderfi ecosystem, and we'll look to, really work on the operational synergies that will maximize the opportunity for our shareholders longer term. Equally important has been our ability to obtain the licenses needed to actually operate within the digital asset industry. As mentioned, Tetra has the only custodian license in Canada for digital assets. CoinSmart obtained licenses in Wyoming that will allow it to service sports wagering platforms with respect to payments. CoinSquare is the first and only IROC/0 regulated crypto native marketplace. BitBuy was the first platform in Canada to offer staking services to Canadian clientele. And Tetra Trust additionally got licenses from a custodian perspective to offer staking services from a custodian perspective. And so, we have a proven track record of being industry consolidators, which is something that has allowed us to grow to over 1.6 million users over the course of the last 2 years, $17 billion lifetime traded across our entire ecosystem. And as I've mentioned, probably as important or more important is the ability to obtain and maintain the licenses that will not only allow us to continue to operate in a safe and compliant environment with little to concern about any changes to our regulatory position or abilities to operate. But at the same time, these licenses and this good standing with our local regulators will in fact allow us to continue to roll out new products and services within those licenses that our clients are looking for. As mentioned, those can include equities trading, those can include margin or derivative products, or many other products that we'll look to in the coming, months and years ahead. In summary, why am I excited about Wonderfi? Why we think, investors or potential investors should be excited about Wonderfi? I think we've done a really good job at providing investors with diversified exposure across the global digital asset ecosystem. We have 4 market-leading crypto platforms under our umbrella. We are fully funded for growth. We have Canada's largest user base of digital asset users. We have diversified our revenue streams through smart pay and staking. As mentioned above, we are a proven industry consolidator. We are regulated, probably more regulated than any other crypto platform in North America or abroad, given that we are a public company, given that we currently own and operate 4 of the 10 crypto trading platforms that are regulated in the Canadian market. And, as important as anything, we have the clear economies of scale to weather any further downturns in this market. What we've seen happen over the course of the last year and a half, as compliance costs and regulation start to weigh on platforms and the markets have, been in decline, it becomes really harder for these smaller platforms to continue to operate with the increased burdens of compliance and regulatory costs. Wonderfi, through these acquisitions, has created the scale needed to be able to weather the current market conditions or any further prolonged market conditions that may come up. And so, we feel really strongly about the pieces we have here. Really, all that we have to do now is execute on our roadmap. We have Canada's largest user base of digital asset clients, and we think we're incredibly well positioned in this market for future growth. Thank you all for your time. I really appreciate it. And I will now take a few questions as I believe they have come in during the process. Let me just pull up. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. I don't know where they just went. Q&A. Okay. Yeah. So the first question, can you speak to how your other wholly owned ventures and investments fit with your strategy and potential monetization? So that's a great question. Happy to just jump back here. Yeah. So in terms of some of these other, assets and investments that we have, with respect to CoinSmart, which you mentioned, CoinSmart will be migrated into the BitBuy CoinSmart users will be migrated into the BitBuy platform in the coming months. And some of the benefits, certainly from a company's perspective, we see a ton of operational and cost synergies on the back of that. But more importantly, from a client's perspective, whereas CoinSmart and Coinberry were limited in their products and services and their one-dimensional brokerages, BitBuy has the Pro platform, the OTC desk, and most importantly, the staking services. And so we actually think migrating those users into the BitBuy platform is actually a net benefit to the user, as they now have more coins that they have access to and more products and features that they have access to. At the same time, that's significantly going to help, streamline operations and costs at the Wonderfi level. Hope that does a good job of answering your question there. In terms of next question, what's Wonderfi's plan to bring more awareness about the company among institutional and retail investors? I think on the back of this acquisition, our biggest focus is on educating the market on who we are and the products and services that are core to our business. Wonderfi went public 2 years ago and has been on a bit of an evolution through its journey. It has always aimed to be a consolidator. And over the last 2 years, that's exactly what we've done through the 4 acquisitions that we've completed and the 5 companies we've acquired. We believe now that from a consolidation perspective, the company has properly or adequately consolidated the regulated crypto trading market in Canada. As mentioned, we own 4 of the 10 regulated crypto platforms in the country, and we have 1.6 million users and $17 billion plus lifetime traded throughout the ecosystem. We feel really strongly about the consolidation we've done. Now we focus on integrating these businesses into a cost-efficient, operational model. And from there, we really think that the story will start to take shape. But for us, it's really just about educating investors and potential investors on how Wonderfi is shaped today and where we're heading and how the pieces fit in together. In terms of how do you acquire clients for your platform? It's a great question. It's not too dissimilar from traditional channels, paid marketing, social marketing, branding, promotional campaigns. One thing these platforms have done really well is have really strong affiliate networks that have been, significant to their overall growth from a client acquisition perspective. And I think that largely covers that one. Any plan to make short videos, uploading it on YouTube, on regular like Wonderfi present on YouTube? Yeah, that's something that we're going to be focused on a lot more, making sure that we're more visible on YouTube and more visible in general, conveying a clear market strategy for this business, and then continuing to update the market on our progress to demonstrate that not only do we have a clear path for this business in terms of our overall strategy, which includes a path to profitability, but we're going to communicate our progress as we continue to move towards that. There was a question on the NFT marketplace. Clearly one of the riskier, segments of the digital asset industry. There was obviously a significant boom over the course of the last bull run. I still believe NFTs will maintain some presence in the marketplace. It may not look and feel exactly like it did, in terms of, profile pictures or generative art. But, I think the technology represents a clear use case for, things far beyond that. And I think the next, evolution of NFTs will probably look a lot different than they did, last cycle. In terms of our key milestones to end of year and further consolidation, I think what we've done is define a very clear strategy for this business on what we need to achieve in order to get to where we want to be. And, as I've mentioned, part of that plan includes consolidating some of our existing crypto trading platforms into the BitBuy platform. And so, we actually were successfully migrated the clients from the Coinberry platform into the BitBuy platform earlier this week. And, so where we were operating 4 regulated crypto trading platforms last week, Now we're at 3. And as mentioned, we have plans to do the same thing with CoinSmart over the course of the next few months, so that coming into the fall, we're in down to 2. And from there, what we'll really look to do is synchronize the tech stacks by BitBuy and CoinSquare to further realize operational and cost synergies. And then, I think, those would be the largest milestones for us as a business heading into the end of the year. And then I think from there, we think this company is incredibly well positioned with a very clear strategy, very clear focus between the BitBuy, the CoinSquare, and SmartPay businesses, and then with our significant investment in Tetra, supporting that business unit as we can. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time. I really appreciate it. It was a great opportunity for me to come here and share our story with you. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to us at invest@Wonderfi. Just trying to go to the last slide. invest@wonder.fi. If anyone wants to connect or have any further questions or wants to talk generally about the crypto markets, feel free to connect. And as mentioned, really appreciate it.